Before we get to the musical part of this evening, and in the interest of equal time, because there are some who are not all that enthusiastic about the beginner service, I thought it would be appropriate at this time to hear from the other side. From one who has been religious all his life, from one who never had to begin or return or to struggle with his Judaism. He just keeps swinging to the right. Or perhaps he's standing in the same place and we're all swinging to the left. But he now holds the current weekday morning minyan record for chakras in 17 minutes, 42.4 seconds. It is a pleasure and a privilege to introduce my friend, and with friends like this, who needs enemies, Hilly Gross.
Thank you, Alan, for that gracious introduction. I am here tonight on what I fear is a totally vain effort to restore some perspective to this orgy of self-congratulations that you have staged for yourselves this evening. Because I think that somehow it's important that you, beginners, BTs, leave tonight with at least a sense of how we, the FFBs as you call us, the from births, the lifers, the day by day Lincoln Square everyday congregant, how we feel about you. We don't like you. And if you will just indulge me for 2 or 3 minutes, I will tell you why it is that we don't like you. Aside from the fact that you won't talk to us during davening. For 10 years now, you have been coming to my house on Shabbosim and Yom Tovim. Just try this once to see it from my perspective. I am what the sociologists and the demographic experts would call the tired Jewish businessman. My fantasy of the ideal Friday night is to daven as fast as I can, eat as fast as I can, jump under the covers, assume a pre-fetal position, and conk out till Shacharis. So I come to shul Friday night, and invariably Rabbi Buchwald approaches and said, would I mind taking 3 or 4 of his beginners home for Shabbat dinner? Since Rabbi Buchwald insists on posing this question in front of the people directly involved, it makes it very difficult to say no. Fine, I'll take them. Introductions are made, and we begin to make our way home. Invariably, one of you will screech, wait! Don't go on Broadway. That's the Goyish way. Go through Lincoln Towers. That's the Shabbos way. Fine, Lincoln Towers. We get home, and again, one of you is screeching, stop! Don't go in the elevator. Take the stairs, like Effie does. Effie lives on the 3rd floor. 10 flights later, we arrive home, breathlessly. Introductions are made, and we take our places around the Shabbat table. You want to sing Shalom Aleichem, each verse 3 times. Because it says so in the Siddur. Fine. Shalom Aleichem 3 times. Then you want Eshes Chayil read in English. Because it's more meaningful. Fine. Then one of you has a question. We just made Kiddush in shul. Why are we making Kiddush Kiddush a second time? Well, to paraphrase Rini Light, how the hell do I know why we're making Kiddush a second time? After Kiddush, one of you decides you'd like to make your own Kiddush. Because you forgot to ask me before my Kiddush if I had you in mind. Fine, make your own Kiddush at the rate of 3 Hebrew words a minute. Then, after washing, we sit down, and during the course of conversation, usually mine, one of you will interrupt with undeniable sincerity and politeness and say, "Excuse me, but isn't what you're saying Lashon Hara?" Yeah, I suppose you could say it's Lashon Hara. Fine. No more Lashon Hara. Then you want to sing Zemiros, the ones with 8 verses. All of them. Fine. Then you want to do Dvar Torahs. Every Dvar Torah you've ever heard up there you want to do. Fine. Then you want to bench singing each verse because that's the way Effie does it. Fine. At this time, I bleary-eyed excuse myself, and again, with unfailing politeness, you say, "Thank you for having us. We'd love to come back next Shabbos." You'll be back next Shabbos, all right, But you see, it's not that we dislike you, chas v'sholom. It's that you make us uncomfortable. We're uncomfortable because after 20, 30, 40 years of saying Shemona Esrei 3 times a day, when we're with you, we sense that perhaps our Shemona Esrei has become flat, routine, mechanical, while yours is vital and exuberant. We're uncomfortable because we sense that our children, who can detect this at 100 yards away, that your approach to ritual and Judaism is exciting and passionate, and ours may have grown automatic and by rote. We're uncomfortable because in the solitude of our souls, we ask ourselves, and don't believe for a second that we don't ask ourselves, we ask ourselves, could we do in our 20s and 30s or 40s what you've done? Could we uproot the habits of a lifetime, the occupations, change our jobs if necessary, confuse our friends, antagonize our families, just to commit ourselves to our Judaism? And if we articulate this question, few of us dare to answer it. So I suppose in the last analysis, we're uncomfortable because you practice what we preach. By your enthusiasm, by your embrace of everything that's Jewish, you challenge us. By your insatiable thirst for knowledge, you provoke us. And by your open-hearted love affair with Judaism and everything about it, you ultimately shame us. We pray that under the inspired leadership of Rabbi Buchwald, you will continue to shame us, to provoke us, to challenge us, to lead us, until Bibias HaGoel Sheyabana Beis HaMikdash B'mheira V'Yameinu V'Noma. Amen.